Alright, round one. We won the die roll, we're going to play first. Yes, it's a keep. It's a good hand. Okay. Well, no 2-drops, nice. So let's get the seer down. Well, that's good news. Because, I mean, it's a great card, and they could find something sick here, but the fact that they didn't attack into our seer before playing that is kind of a good sign, I would say. I mean, think of it. 6 cards in hand, 3 mana up. You attack with your aspirant into a 2/3, and I'm tapped out. Yeah, I would have taken it. So they basically missed out on 2 points of free damage. I'm debating next turn with the Sanguine Glorifier, they can make something a 4/4. I guess that doesn't get past the Pterodon, so I'm probably okay just ramping out a Pterodon here. Okay. Well, that's gonna get something in there, I guess. Alright, it's actually a reasonable draw. So we can just go, we could go throwback plus our commission. I guess I don't need to leave up the Moment of Triumph from what I can see, so that seems fine to me actually. Especially since Moment of Triumph with Queen's Commission is a lot of potential life gain, so I'm actually okay with this. Okay. Hmm. So probably just attack with Pterodon, play the mountain, and go. Or say go, rather. I mean, I could attack with more. I don't think we need to, though. Hmm. So the issue now is dealing with the glorifier in a meaningful way here. So I don't want to use the moment yet. Ooh, well that's a good time to use it. All right. Nice. And they still can't kill it with the aspirin too, which is actually really nice. I'm trying to think if I want to attack with anything else. Probably not. Well, at least we have the cleansing ray out of sideboard. That's pretty nice. Okay. So I think we just block. Would I rather trade my 4/2 or my lifelink vampires? I almost feel like trading the lifelinkers is okay here. 4/2 might be more valuable to us, especially with double Heliopterus in deck. Ooh, it's a good draw too. Yeah, and we really don't want to lose that because then our guy would have lost vigilance. So that was just a way better block. Do I want to jam out a? I don't mind actually. I can attack with this thing. It's not like they have a great block for it anyway. Just get some vampires off their board. Let's commune. That one's good. I mean, it threatens lethal, so they're going to have to put some dudes down. And I kind of want to get some dudes off their board, honestly. Because Conqueror's Pledge is the real deal. In fact, the way that they blocked makes me think that they do have that. Like somewhere in their deck, if not in their hand. So vampires and tokeny vampires. Cheap tokeny vampires. So Cleansing Ray has to come in. Blazing Hope actually doesn't look bad. Because they're going to be pretty aggressive. They showed us Glorify. I think there might be enough justification for Plummet between Glorifier and Aspirant. Usually there's some other ones in there too. So we want to make some cuts. And what exactly are those cuts? Well, maybe Thrash of Raptors can go. Cut back on the splash, although Monstrosaur is pretty nice there. And maybe one of our Heliopteruses, because I feel like we win the long game without having to fly over top. I don't necessarily know if that's true, but it feels like it might be. I'm just trying to think of like the weakest. I mean, we could always cut a hatchling, I guess. I just really don't want to cut my early game. We don't have, honestly, we don't have great things to fight with. Like, I'd have to keep in the Thrash if I want good creatures to fight with. And Thrash kind of feels like a bit of a liability because it's on the splash and only has 3 toughness. I've got less than a minute, so I do have to make a decision here. Let's cut the Thrash, and I think we cut... We still have 15 creatures if you include the commission, so maybe a hatchling. It's tough. I was thinking the Heliopters because it's expensive. Okay. We'll cut the curve down a little bit. Alright. Here's hoping. I think Heliopters in a vacuum is actually really good. It's just not that exceptional in this deck. This hand's fine, though. Not quite the right mana there. That's okay. There we go. Well, we're going to go for it. I'm not sure what they can instant speed, because they can't Divine Verdict. They can't Impale. They can't Slash of Talons. They can Moment of Craving, but it won't kill it. They can Skullduggery, and I'll just take it. I'll be okay with that. I could just get the 2-for-1, but I think I'll just take it. So next turn we can play the Cutlass plus leave up Moment of Triumph, which I think I'm going to do. Could play the Squire's Devotion instead. And I can attack. It might actually be better now that I think about it. Okay. I'm doing this because it just gains me, it does an 8-point life swing. It gets me a body for my Cutlass, and kind of forces him to just deal with this thing right now. It's really not that busted. Especially if they attack. Kind of curious if they do. Because if they do, this Cutlass is going to do a load of work. So yeah, we take our medicine here. They do get another thing. But I guess they do have... But at this point, we just attack. They probably don't block. Maybe they do, I don't know. Yeah. So they fear it. They fear the Reaper on that one. So let's play the Cutlass. And... guess we'll equip the Vampire. Yeah. Putting it all on the Forerunner. Oh, and the Glorifier, okay. I guess the question is, what's the plan, though? I might block with the Vampire and keep them from getting something here. I'm actually okay with that. Okay. I'm a bit surprised by the block there. Okay. I mean, we're still winning this race because of our lifelinker. We just have to equip it up, but we're gonna, like I said, we're winning the race, just not as quickly. Unfortunately, the Pious Interdiction, I guess we have Cleansing Ray, though, so... yeah, we have the means to deal with that, actually. I was saying it's unfortunate because my Dreadmaug's not dead, so I can't actually use that sweet seer ability. So I can block in Moment of Triumph. I think I won't, though. I don't actually see the need to. I'd rather protect my Swift Warden with this Moment of Triumph, because I feel like they're just going to play something so they can block it, probably. I mean, the Lifelinker has to die. For them to have a chance here. So the Zeal's going to make it still a trade, but the good news is we got most their dudes off the table. We still gain 1,000,000,000,000 life. And then we just play a Heliopterus and equip it. So we even have a win condition that we can bring back with our Seer if it dies. Alright, they're digging. Sure. So the question is, do I want to re-equip the Cutlass? It leaves my Heliopterus vulnerable to like a Moment of Craving. It doesn't really make my blocks much better either, because I still don't want to block a Glorifier. I guess they could equip the Zealot, make it a 2-1, and then be able to pump it. Alright, I guess I will reattach. Okay. So they do have the 3 vampires to bring that back, which is going to present some problems here. Or not. Hmm. trying to think of the best way to do this. Because I could also plummet the Sky Marcher, but... I mean, next turn they tap their 3 vampires, maybe even draw one and still get to attack with the Glorifier. I feel like I'm not quite... They can get it back and they can play it. That's the problem. But my only other option is to... Yeah, I mean, that's not a very good option either. I think that we just plummet the Deathless Ancient. Re-equip the Heliopterus and get in. Okay. It's actually a weird card to have in your deck, only because vampires are aggro. So it's a strange card to have for an aggro deck. I guess it sort of makes sense because you saw us have fatties, but personally I'm happier that they're playing that card than not playing that card. So the unfortunate thing here, well, I guess they're just going to be able to return it to their hand. They're not going to be able to do anything else with it. Plus, I guess I get to attack back, but yeah. Well, Bishop's a pretty sweet one to get. Yeah, because now they have to use it, but they can't. So that's actually pretty slick. So I guess we Bishop definitely one of their blockers. Because that puts them in a tough spot. So get rid of the flyer or get rid of the... No, I guess we get rid of the thing that can... I guess the Menace dude. Because we don't want them to be able to double block anyway, our Seer. And they do have to block here, which is nice. Hmm. So they have 5 toughness blocking. I can just equip my bishop and attack for 5, but it's only a 5/4, so I guess they could just double block it. But I'm still gonna have to... Oh. Well, that works too. Oh. I can just... Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of the Pious Interdiction. And then we're going to Pirate's Cutlass, our Dread Maw, so it's 8 trample, and they only have, yeah. And that'll do it. Alright, cool. Got the match. See you round 2.